how they got through the Chinese qualifier, where both of these teams had to come across some very strong talent from that region. You know, 5-Power, Tai Lu, Flash. CyberZen and Vichy had to go through all three of those guys to get to this grand final to verse each other, which is absolutely incredible when you look at the talent in the region right now.
Yeah, that kind of, I mean, we saw a little bit earlier, of course, like you were talking about with CyberZen, the way that they've kind of come through and emerged. But to beat the likes of those teams like 5-Power, Flash, it is quite interesting to see, you know, where we could possibly head with this roster. But I mean, having said that, we can't jump the gun too soon with the way that Vichy have pulled off that pistol round. It is just the pistol round. I'm actually really excited to see where this goes, because you know that Vichy can, you know what kind of team they are, right? They're not just going to slouch over and accept defeat graciously. They're going to be sitting there fighting, clawing every single one. So, Matty B, I want to see 3 maps here, mate.
I think you do as well if you're just a fan of the game in general. I think it's going to be a fantastic series between these two sides. It's just Vichy have to get over the hump that is overpassed for themselves. So I think going forward, getting this pistol is crucial for them. They need to get they have to win this half, right? They have to take both pistols from this point on and just get their fundamentals right and just play off the back of each other as you do on C2 overpass. They're just going to get the basics down pat here to come over subs. And it looks like we're going to be going live in just a hot minute, hopefully.
A hot minute. Is it too hot to handle?
I don't know, mate. It's pretty hot, so
I'm just making sure that like there's none of them are lagging. So this is interesting. Maybe a couple of server issues. Who knows? Who knows? Maybe some issues at home. Maybe mum's yelling. Ensure that their room's clean. I've seen this before, so it seems as though we will be resuming in about 30 seconds. We have just been given the all clear, so just hold on for a minute longer, guys. We do apologise for any delay, not just today, but getting on. Well, not just now, sorry, but if there are any further difficulties, I don't imagine there should be or will be, but Vichy started out with a strong pistol round. For those of you who might just be starting to join us, we saw, of course, both Gaze and Freeman destroy those players through, Freeman was on site. 3 bullets, 3 kills. Yeah.
It was clean. It was just totally clean, right? Like I said before, I think it came down to the fact they threw the Molotov over the truck to clear out the players standing behind there. And they missed the smoke to try and plume over the Molotov and just give themselves a bit more cover. And that made the CyberZen side look elsewhere, and Freeman just swung out, hit 3 one-taps and clean up shot.
I'm just getting some information now. We are going to be jumping straight back into it. So no more delay, no more waiting for all you wonderful people at home. Now jumping straight back into it after Vichy picking up the first of the pistol rounds for this evening. They will be able to buy back into this side, but they didn't get the bomb down, so of course they can't realistically force those rifles. It would be a bit of a gamble. Still, the SMGs are here for Vichy. It's going to be a flash in towards short water, give them a little bit of cover now, as it looks as though the fun goes aggressive. Now we do just have 1 or 2 players that have some strange names, but that's alright, we'll figure them out as we go. It looks for this point as though B is going to be the point of execution for this start of the second round. A bit of a force play here.
Yeah, well, that's sort of the trend we're seeing where teams are T-side mostly, where they're really prioritising the bomb plant over the rifles. So getting it on the pistol round means they will be just full saving, getting that gun round on the third as per usual. But in this instance here, where they didn't get the bomb down, they lost that pistol round, they didn't get the frags either. So they're going to go into the site here, just hitting this execute, trying to get the bomb down, as Advent's going to be playing over these toxic barrels here. Picking over the top, he's going to hear everyone, he gets flashed out though, and cleared out. So Freeman's he's going to provide some support, he's staying alive in behind the barrels. It's just HZ and Savage the last 2 left lifers. They're going to be falling back behind this wall of smokes here. It's a 4-on-2, they just need to get the bomb down, that's the goal here. No HP on HC though. There's a spray down through the smoke there for Orman there, and they'll clean up the round there nice and cleanly. Advent being the only player to fall, playing behind the barrels, so Keeping players up there, not a lot of damage done to the economy by Subs, and they don't even get that crucial bomb plant.
It's a little bit risky, always playing at barrels that you will fall, but of course when you've got the rest of your team there to hold, nice and strong, easy breezy, and the Cyber Zen will be forced back to play the game a little bit sharper now. It's just going to be the Glock push in, and at the very least 2 frags will go the way. At the very least there's a little bit of a buffer there, some money made for the round, but Kays is pretty much going to be the gatekeeper towards Toilets, trying to hold on to the angle. It's forced back for a moment, but still this push will prevail. The Famis is going to be holding tight, finds the head of a 1TB. Still, you can see the one-player Bottle pushing from long. Might find himself a dink, but not the kill, unfortunately. That's going to be it, locking it down 3-0. I mean, they've only lost 3 players in 3 rounds, so that economy for the CT side should be sitting pretty comfortable right now, Matty.
Exactly right. I mean, we've seen like Advent and Zoking there, both the only players that are really low. They're the ones that have gotten aggressive, though, hunting for frags to do some damage to these Cyber Zen guys and start to farm a little bit there. Is they're going to have their first gun run here, but it's not going to be the best of buys for themselves still with the constant forcing. They'll have all the AKs, they'll have light utility here, so they're going to go fast into towards short water here, but Ormond going to be falling back there. A little bit of nade damage done, going to be looking away. They're going to get caught out by Bottle as they begin to push forward and take control of this short area. 4v5 and a numbers advantage for Cyber Zen for the first time so far in this match.
They're going to take it, right? Any advantage is a good advantage. Look at this from Advent. He's looking to go aggressive, but Bottle will delete him with the headshot. Actually swings wide and catches one more member as, at the very least, the trade is there, but the damage was done. From a 1 Bottle, he finds 3 of the opening kills towards B, and that might actually just be the round done and dusted. Kays is going to be pushing up towards the A bomb site. Famis in hand, he's now by Optimus. He's got a lot of work to do. He can't find the head of the first, but the smoke will come out to maybe... Oh, okay. HZ.
There's a little gap there, a little cheeky viewport there for the boys on Cyber Zen. They take full control of the A site here, so Freeman will be left in the 1 versus 4. Most likely saving here. Potential to go for it, though. There is a bit of bank to play with for the Vichy Gaming side. He's just going to be holding on to this M4 over towards this short water position. And 4 players for Cyber Zen. They can potentially hunt this man down here. Be curious to see what the decision made here is, because they will get the bomb plate and the round win, obviously, but building up their economy at this point is going to be the big thing for them.
That's just kind of where it starts, right? Every player that they can keep alive is just makes the life that much harder. But Freeman, who was the saviour of the pistol round, he's now going to have to try and find maybe an exit. At the very least, he needs to save this. Of course, you can see there's only 1 player that might even nearly contest him, TB, but it's not really going to be a concern. But what an opening from Bottle there. 3 kills as he completely rips open that B bomb site. Now Cyber Zen with, of course, the 4 saved AKs. That is going to be a massive starting point for the T side. Possibly a roll to get on, but Vichy, you know, what can they do? How can they now meet this? That's what the question is, but we'll see AWP out on towards K's. That could do some serious damage, and with the control that's going to be given early on into Ward's Fountain, that might give them the information that they can bolster down that B defense. 2 players into Ward's Con as well, and it's going to make Cyber Zen's job that much harder to head towards the site.
Oh, I love the map control that Vichy's gone looking for early on in this round. They're going to use the AWP on cars. They're just going to get fast out through short there, and a crunch coming from Ormond and Advent will pick themselves up a couple of handy frags. I'm going to be in a 5-on-3 HP on Advent, of course, but they'll be getting away with it for now as Viva just trapped into what's connected, gets the damage done, but he's dinked down to 11 HP. And that puts them in a very disadvantageous situation now. 3 players spread out across the map, just looking to get some control somewhere as they're shaping up over towards B now, but players are for Vichy.
Well, that's surely going to be a kill right there. Oh, no, it's not going to be enough. Aman, he's on top. He might have the angle, but I actually think HZ was getting the information. So 3 across on towards B. If HZ can open this rain up, start to change things a little bit more. Looks to smoke himself on out. It's already Scat that's found himself on towards the side. However, Aman with the timing, the flashes start to pour on out a little bit more, but Cyber Zen, they haven't got the bomb down. They're not even near it. It's going to be Advent that lines both of the members up as they push towards the site. That's not a hard reset for Cyber Zen, but still, it's a heavy blow to take considering the fact that you just walked away with the 4th round with 4 players left alive.
Yeah, huge heartbreaker there for the Cybermen boys, right? I mean, like, they started to get their money up, they're getting the rifles together. That's when they're looking to just bottle. Doesn't have anything to invest with in this round. He's just got the PT-50 as well, so that's a massive loss there for Cybermen being that fell in that initial gun round there. And the fact that Vichy did that so convincingly, keeping all the players alive, turning it into a 5-1-3, and they just locked it down that B site there. It's just making it harder for Cybermen. And they're lacking utility here to aggress into this B site with this 3 players stacked up. It's going to be a very hard duel to win to get into this B site.
Yeah, it's still just waiting, praying that it doesn't actually happen. Will be a man that plays off of the shoulder of Advent and Freeman. How do they open up? They're going to go one apiece. In fact, they do more damage than that. Now it's a man that has to fall away, but the grenade is nice and prompt. It actually slows the push down for a moment. The nades, the utility that's coming out for Cyberzen, find them the site, but look at this, still in amongst enemy lines. He finds another, maybe a second as well, and with K is playing as the Guardian Angel sent from above, he finds 2 kills. Vichy, they're looking really strong on Overpass right now.
Well, I think that's the sort of shock factor we were waiting for. We weren't expecting this from Vichy Gaming on Overpass. They haven't played it lately. It's been one of Cyberzen's favourite maps as of late. In the last few times the teams have played each other, Vichy's just banned it outright. This time, they've avoided Nuke in the betas, and that's brought us here to Overpass, and they're looking fresh. I think Kaze on the EWP is just really dictating how they're taking control of the map, as we saw earlier. He was getting aggressive towards Fountain, holding down that line, and giving them full advantage, really. And Cybers, and they just look stumped for an exchange.
Sometimes that can be hard, though. You know, like finding, especially on Overpass, trying to find those the trades and fast. I mean, the fact that they got onto the B bomb site, they actually exploded and found 2 early kills. They were the 2-for-1 better. So, you know, in that situation, you actually expect them to kind of push on and win that round. I mean, I don't know whether I can say win it, but at the very least, you're expecting them to do a lot more damage than, unfortunately, what they were able to inflict. But that comes down to the lines being held by K's, the teamwork coming in from Aman, who holds site. You know, it's a conjoined effort from both teams, but it does look like it is going to be a bit of an A-long push, just getting some early information. K's holding with the AWP, should be able to shut down. It looks like TV is going to be, oh my word, that's a nice shot. And that's a nice way to start the round out. At the very least, they're continuing to push. They're going to commit to it, but it's going to be all but shut down here by Zoking. He's got 2 more to find. One towards long, one towards toilets, but much easier round for Vichy here, Matty.
Yeah, that's the big thing here, keeping all 5 players alive once again. They can start to build their money back up after losing that first round. Just started to tick them down a little bit now, as all 3 players are going to group up over towards the bomb. So Savage won't get anything done here. That leaves Bottle the last man alive and shouldn't pick up any kills here. Zoking gets 4 for the round. As monstrous stuff. They're just knocking down these players on the pistols for Zybers, but they will get the buy up again. But it's not the full buy they've been looking for still. They don't have the full amounts of utility. They're not even going to get the AWP up just yet. So they may have the guns, but they're still looking very much out of it.
Yeah, the 4th round was, you know, like that's where we were like, okay, this is going to be the starting point for Cyberzen. They get off to they get off running, and this is actually what they're going to be doing, running straight on towards the B bomb site. The flash comes over the top, and they all line up for Freeman again, who picks out 3 from Monster. Unbelievable work from Freeman. The teamwork from Vichy, the support flash that comes over the top, I believe that was from Aman. And that is an absurd way to start the 8th round. Savage is going to have to try and find his way back into this, at least work off his teammate there. Bottle's already made the noise. Hello? Okay. At least there's a response, but that's a way to make a statement if you're Vichy.
Exactly right. You know, getting aggressive and just taking control of that B side. They've really hounded it so far to start this one off. There's a bit of a spray through the smoke, just a little engagement from Savage there. There's Armon holding strong over towards this pillar. Just waiting for some aggression from Ball over to a shot again. Tagging up Savage with the smoke, but the flash comes across. Teammates here though, Advent locking that one down from Monsters. He picks up his second and a clean round once again from Vichy Gaming. 7-1 lead and a fantastic start.
It's looking really good for Vichy at this point. We were literally starting to tell the story of map 1, you know, like if they don't get off to a good map 1, we could be seeing a quick clean 2-0, but my goodness, they are literally coming out with a statement right now. Vichy picking up 7 frags. 7 rounds even. Collectively, I'm sure they've got more than 7 frags, Matty. I mean, I'm just gonna put that out there.
Oh, well, they've cracked double digits collectively, right? So that's a positive for themselves. So they're going to go charging up towards connector here, all 5 players. They have total control of bathrooms. I do like this from Vichy Gaming. They're not going to get too aggressive here on the pistol buy from Cyberson. They don't want to give up these weapons to some aggressive duels being taken. They're just going to hold their sights as they're going to just retake long a bit later in the round as the minute begins to tick down. There is a splash and a Molotov left for Cyberzen, but not much else to really take this bomb site. Look at this angle from Zoking. This is a little bit cheeky here. Just waiting to see if there'll be some long aggression. But 4 players from Cyberzen funneling themselves through bathrooms. They're going to take this fight aggressively. Kaze, though, punished on the side for hanging around for too long. This TB is there. Zoking, though, from long. Still holding it down as the bomb not yet to be planted for Cyberzen. As players on the rotate now for Vichy Gaming in these positions. From Savage, still quite aggressive as fight's being taken. Orman getting over towards Bank as Bottle begins to push forward in towards Bank. He'll take one down, but it's going to be traded there by Advent as Freeman holds the line in from the dumpster and a great spray control. Picks up the 8 from Vichy and is still keeping players alive. 3 holding onto their weapons.
Yeah, Freeman starting off here in the exact fashion you need in a grand final. I mean, there's a lot on the line right now and my goodness, 12-2. I'm almost speechless as to the performance he's been able to put on. He's found himself 3 or 4 rounds, crucial rounds at that, where he's found more than a couple of kills, more than the average. Found himself 3 or 4 multi-frags, so how much more can he be expected to do? However, Kays with the AWP has been stepping up time and time again. Unfortunately gets caught out this time, but it allows King to go undetected. He can't make anything of it. Now just going to be waiting for these players to be making their move. He manages to catch out the only member in towards connector. Swings on the Savage as well. Evens the score out. But the trade from Hazy, it's nice and close. That will at least bring them back for the favour at this point. Cyberzen can make their way towards that B-bomb site.
And these players are split right now for Vichy as well. There is Advent playing over towards this truck here. Freeman holding the long angle. Does take down TB. Walking it over towards the B site. These players haven't aggressed from short just yet. They haven't committed to either side, but Vichy going to group up now. They don't want to lose any of these players to 1v1 engagements. They're going to just group up together, play retakers. They're going to begin walking back over towards A as the time begins to tick down for Cyberson. The commitment will have to come in shortly. They're not making any sound though, which is crucial for them. They're going to try and get the drop on the Vichy Gaming side, but they've had a really good read here. Players now coming up over towards Dumpster. A Molotov for both players for Cyberson, so they should be able to get the bomb plant down at the very least. Kids for both these players, they should allow them to get into the site, but no, that's the bomb drop. 20 seconds on the clock. Advent with a well-timed push there as another molly comes in. And that smoke's just a little bit too deep, so that's going to allow them to push forward now. And a cleaner up there from Vichy Gaming. Picks up their 9th, and just when you think Cyberzen are back into it, Vichy, they just lock it down.
I'm a little bit stumped for what's going on with Cyberzen at the moment. They don't seem to really be able to gain any sort of momentum. HC picks up the first 3 frags. They have a 2v3 advantage, and I mean, the right move there, yes, is to put the feelers out on towards B and to get the information. The second that happens, what's the response? Slow push to connector, and then they kind of get stuck in 2 mines. So Vichy call that perfectly, though. You know, they stick to the buddy system, they head towards A, and they actually find themselves up the better. As again, they've shut down another round. Look at this little boost for Savage. He's found himself over the top. Fountain wall, he might be able to take down Kays if he goes for a bit of a wide swing, and surely it should be punished for Cyberzen. Still, there's so much time left on the clock, and it looks as though Savage actually wants to kind of set himself in stone. Kays, he's just giving himself a cheeky little one-way, but Bottle might expect it, however, doesn't expect him to be on the closer side of the smoke, and again they are opening up the round here. Vichy Cyberzen don't have a response for this yet.
They're just taking random 1v1 engagements as Zoking, just losing that one after 8C, but good damage done as Savage begins to push forward over towards him. That's the bomb drop there by Kaze. So again, another 2v3 for Cyberzen, as Kaze will be the lone defender over towards A. The rotation will be coming in now for the rest of his side as Hurricanes and Viva begin to push forward as he'll take down Kaze initially with a good opening duel, but it's going back and forth, and Freeman clutches that one out. A very fast 1v2 cleaned up for the man on the rotation. He's been looking outstanding so far today as well, Robert.
I literally, like, I keep getting stumped by this man. Freeman He's 17-2 right now, and I don't think he's missed a goddamn flick. This guy is Morgan Freeman. He is literally destroying lives at the moment. I don't know whether he knows that these people have families or not, but surely it is just going to be Zoking playing off of the line. It should be easy frags from here. He gets the information a little bit too late. Still fixes up the spray for another one, but again, we find ourselves in a 2-for-2 trade rather for CyberZen on a pistol round. Their pistol rounds are more menacing than their full buys, and they look to hit on towards this A bomb site, but they slow down for a moment.
Yeah, here comes Omen taking the fight over towards short. Lots of damage done to these CyberZen players, all dropping down very low. They have the armor and the raft to contest with, but Savage swinging wide takes down Avid with a nice headshot there. Freeman coming back in though. That'll be it. HZ falling, and again, your man keeps swinging in, taking these duels and winning them consistently.
He literally is. I don't think he's missed a beat. I would love to see how many kills this guy has had every single round, because he is dominating the board. But it's not even like he's dominating the scoreboard. Like, he's making plays to start rounds out as well. I mean, a handful of times now, I think probably I'd call 3 or 4 rounds he's come in massively clutch in the last couple. But for this again, he's going to go off the back of a flash. However, the flash this time hits him, so he'll pay for that. HC will open up on towards K's as well, so it actually allows Aman to just pull away for a moment towards the B. Oh, an event. He'll shut down Bottle. There's the information lost for CyberZen, and that was a nice little angle coming in from Advent towards the back of the B bomb site, but there's a lot of work for the T side to do. 111, this does not look promising whatsoever. Yes, it's a CT sided map, but my word.
Well, that's the thing. We hadn't seen Vichy play this map in quite a long time, and they're really surprising all of us at the moment with such a dominant CT side, and it's back and forth though. Savage on the B side, pick up a couple as HC, catches out Zoking on Malurk, so it's just Advent now, 1 versus 3. He is in the B site, which is where it looks like CyberZen will be heading towards as well. There's still a man playing around there, Savage looking for the last player in towards the lower part of the B site. Viva thinks other of it. He'll be going over towards A, as I think CyberZen have the read on the positioning of Advent currently. They're just waiting for him to peek out here. Savage surely knows now at this point. He does clean up the round there. CyberZen finally pick up a second there off the back of Savage. Beautiful entries over towards the B side, and Hurricanes picking up a couple of dirty ones over on the A side of the map.
It's not the greatest, wasn't the cleanest round for Vici there, but CyberZen, they take advantage of that. They haven't actually had many rounds where they've been able to get away with murder, like literally take a kill or two away and keep the advantage. More times than not, Vici either find the man advantage early, so they're only trading out, or at the very least they get to a side and they're met with a brick wall. This time they find Advent. There was still a glimmer of hope though. You still felt like there was a chance they might have been able to pull that in, but not just yet. K's with that AWP. He's been quite a menacing AWPer. I mean, we haven't seen a lot of him just yet, but the performance that he's been able to put on the back of the defense that CTs have been able to hold with, it's been promising as to what we might be able to see in the future, but at the moment, it might actually be the one member towards toilets, which is that Zoking. He's going to be tested. 2 players that are just holding off the back of that smoke towards the back end of it, but is going to be able to peek towards long. The action will surely start the second that smoke fades.
Well, that's the thing. Look at all this utility held onto by CyberZen late in the round. There's plenty of Molotovs, though, for Vici to delay this push. They're really cutting it close now. 30 seconds, and Soaking does fall. Getting a little bit aggressive there. Taking that one down on BTB. As Karzai holding on from long. He picks up one there. Spots the players in towards Barton there. Molotov should slow down the push here. Swinging wide. Takes out another player in the Molotov. Doing all the damage as Almond's here to support now. He's going to get taken down by a Molotov of their own. And now 4 on 3 players low. Good defense held up by Vici. As they're going to swing wide. Almond picks up another one. Karzai. Oh, that's fantastic stuff there. Great rotation from Almond, and Kaze staying alive with the AWP. Just does all the damage and gets all the information. And 12-2, CyberZen, they just look the lesser of the 2 teams right now. Something that we weren't expecting to be shown so dominantly.
No, not by such a margin. Like, we always expected the Vici could do something right. We knew that they were, like, they're not a team that you can just kind of look over and kind of scoff at, and they've shown that 100% in this first half already. 12-2 And just like, if you just look at that scoreboard, they are literally turning up in fashion. Doing some serious damage to I would say a confident CyberZen at this point. So,
well, they were confident at the start of the match, but they're not looking as confident as they did before. But we will see a stack up over towards short here, and I think the huge thing is for them, they have to just win some clean duels this time around. They don't have any utility to play around with. They've got 2 AKs, an AWP, UMP, and the CZ. It's just not the cleanest of bias for them coming into the last round. And a 12-3, 13-2 scoreline is not what you want coming out of your T-side overpass.
Not at all. Not at all. It's definitely like, it's menacing to kind of tell the very least, but it's like train, right? It's train, nuke, and overpass where like you need to have decent T-sided rounds to kind of put up a fight, and we haven't really seen that at all from CyberZen. But look at this at the moment from Vici. I believe that they're fully aware and fully prepared for what might go on here. Savage was looking to make the play, but as the Molotovs come over the top, there's flashes and smoke to support. They just wait. They've got to wait even longer. There's 30 seconds left on the clock. It looks as though they're going to have the support as well. The cavalry are about to arrive for Vici. And CyberZen might have just let this too late. Advent can swing at any point in time that he needs to. They come on out, and that's going to allow him to swing to find 2. But the trades are fast and prompt. However, it's only going to be Savage to remain. The grenade lands on him, dunks him, and K's as well. There to finish it off. Vici are flexing so hard right now.
20-4. Freeman is an absolute machine right now. I think starting off with that pistol round with just the 3 1-taps there, which was crisp to say the very least. And unfortunately, CyberZen couldn't get going on their T side there. And I mean, it's not what I expected to see from them. They were taking lots of individual duels. They were just sort of doing their own thing a lot of the time. It wasn't a lot of team play that we're used to seeing from CyberZen. And Vici have just been all over the top of them. They're really playing off the back of each other and trading effectively on your C2 side, which is absolutely huge. It's a basic fundamental on your defense, and it's working out for them.
Question is, what can CyberZen do with 2 rounds? Right? It's not much of a buffer to go off. I mean, yes, we've seen it done before, but this is going to be quite the task for them, quite the achievement to claw this one back. They are going to hit directly onto the B bomb side as well, so at the very least they've got the stack here side, but they're going to have to find the kills. They haven't been able to do so far, but they make me eat my words. They're finding them one by one. CyberZen have actually brought this back in, and nice, a pistol round coming in from Viva and HC as well. They both find the frags required to shut it down, hitting the site. Vici, they give the pistol round away for only 1 kill, so that's not the greatest start to the second half for them, but could this be some momentum for CyberZen to roll off?
Potentially there, and as we can see here with the buy that Vici is going to go for, it's the other side of the coin that we saw CyberZen do. You know, it's a full save, or it's going to be a force buy here. They're going to go for the full save here. Look to take a couple of these guns away from CyberZen. They get good damage done, but the Glock shouldn't get anything else done, but they get 2 there. Fast kills there from Kazan Armin, as they'll get the bomb back as well, and a 3-on-2. One player's only got a USPS. That is Savage that he'll be saving up for that AWP going forward in this one. But it's just interesting coming out from Vici here. A decent start on this eco. And that's the damage that they want to get done. The M4 not being retrieved by either side as of yet.
They're just going to be patiently waiting maybe for someone to overstep. They haven't been given that yet, so with this knowledge, of course, is being gained by TB. Look at how much information he's getting right now. He knows exactly what's going on. He's clearing out toilets, cleared out long, cleared out fountain. There's only one place left for them to be. It's either con or on their way to B through T. And HZ, he's already got the information, finds the first. Ooh, actually, I believe he might have just gotten away with murder there. He's going to be able to get the bomb down. He didn't see the shadow.
That's a cheeky jump there, coming out from Orman. Real smart play there. And he's got the UMP here as well. Going to try and do some damage, but HZ, he's too clean for that. CyberZen will pick up their 4th here, backing it up after the pistol round, but that's a huge monetary gain there for G coming off the back of a lost pistol.
It's a way to claw it back. I mean, it's not going to be the most intense way, you know, like that's obviously winning rounds that you're going to need to have, but it's all smooth sailing for CyberZen so far. This is, of course, the CT round, the CT side, rather, which we expected to see just a little bit more of a pushback, a bit of a resilient couple of rounds, but Vici will be looking to shut this down as soon as possible. They definitely won't want to let CyberZen gain any momentum whatsoever. They've got 3 rounds to work with Cyber.
That is such a cool nade.
Didn't see it.
Did you, oh, they just threw 2 nades on top of the players boosting over towards B. Huge damage on the Savage.
Oh, the Astralis nade, yeah.
Yeah, boy. Yeah, over towards Monster. I haven't seen that one in a long time. That'll be a key to opening up some map control as well for the Vici boys. They're going to do a lot of damage. Hurricanes and Savage both very low early on, and they're the 2 players with the rifles. As we're going to see a shuffle now in the loadouts for CyberZen here. It's a little bit of a bonus round for them, but it's also one of those crucial ones where they need to run away with this one, or their money is going to be quite shot for the next couple of rounds, and Vici have a lot of utility to play around with.
Utility in time can just burn out what is left. The CyberZen basically utility, which is nothing. Atov and a flash to work with at this point. Going to require pure raw aim from CyberZen. Maybe some cheeky little outplays. With that, they are going to be notified of where 2 of the members are. They're going to look to head across towards B. TB, he's only got the MP5. He's going to have to do as much damage as possible. HZ is going to be playing off of the corner. He gets some information, a little bit of a tag up, and that might just alert the rest of CyberZen. They're going to go ahead and put all their cookies into the one jar. It's the trade that comes on through, but can they do any more damage? It is going to be HZ that finds one. The entries, however, coming in, they're still there. The hold was tight, but now it's only on to the last remaining member here. Eva, 1v3, he can't stop the bomb, and Advent. Vici were just met with 4 players from CyberZen and literally made it look like a force buy.
That's it too. They just used their raw aggression to get through the site. They did exactly what you said they were trying to do. They whittled out all the utility for Cybers, and they couldn't hold off that attack. They had to just win their battles, but they didn't have the weaponry to do so. The MP5 at close range can do some damage, but it wasn't enough to some fully armoured up Vici Gaming boys. As a 4 spy's going to be coming in now for Cybers, and they're going to have pistols across the board. 2 CCs, a Deagle, UMP for Bottle, and an M4 for TB. Is they're going to just be holding some tight angles over towards Bathroom and B. And I like what Vici's doing right now on their T side. They're just really playing it slowly, defaulting well, and taking a lot of control of the map.
Taking their time with that control. There's no need for them to stress too much just yet. Again, you'll probably see them burn out the only, like the small portion that CyberZen have to hold with. Ain't too promising just yet, but we've seen crazier things happen with the pistols. The flashes are going to come over the top. Bottle might actually be able to find one, which he does do so. He goes aggressive for another, and that's going to be HZ coming through Connector to shut down Advent, and all of a sudden Vici are going to have to claw this one back. That, again, you cannot count the pistols out. The aggression, it works an absolute charm. And Vici have been given the KO hit on a force buy.
Well, if you look at the buy they started the round with and the full upgrades coming in from Cybers, and all players stayed alive, which is absolutely huge for them as well, because that means their bank is going to be absolutely loaded going forward. As another force buy is going to be played out by Vici here. They don't need to do this. They have a 9-round buffer to play around with. They don't have to force into these rounds just yet. But they will be doing so here. 2 Galils, 2 CZs, and the AWP for Kaze, AKs, and M4 for CyberZen here. And that was a fantastic force buy coming out from them.
Damage is all that was needed. So too, it will prevail. Nicely done. It's going to be starting to move their way towards long. Look at this. Look at the aggression coming in from Zoking. So much information given. They've made their way all the way up long, uncontested. But of course, CyberZen, they're not too worried. They've got plenty of utility left. They've got the weaponry to deal with whatever they might have to throw at them. However, they're looking for their individual battles right now. Bottle could be punished here. I don't know if that smoke dissipated close enough, but regardless, Zoking, he could do unlimited damage with that Galil if Bottle does not get out of there quick enough. He's got 2 players to deal with. This is going to be a little bit tricky. The flash comes over the top to give him some support, but might just go off the second. He's already spotted one. Hits a really crisp shot, but instantly traded back now. Hit on towards the A bomb site. Freeman leading the charge, the saviour of the first round. He's trying to do as much damage as possible, but it's not going to happen. And CyberZen, they shut down to push single-handedly with, well, not single-handedly, rather with a duo, but K's now You feel as though he's going to be forced to save this AWP, but a much stronger hold from CyberZen on that A side.
That's it too. They set their crossfire as well. They played very passive in towards the side as we did see a lot of map control taken by Vichy, but a fantastic call. I said it early in the first half when Vichy did the exact same thing as well. They weren't wanting to take those fights versus the forced buy if it was to be one. They wanted to just hold the site, use those close angles to their advantage and set up crossfires, and they've done that. So Kazi going to be holding onto this AWP here with a bit of Kevlar to play around with, but that's not going to put him in the best of spots.
It puts them in that awkward force buy area. You know, like, do we buy, do we not? I mean, one thing that we can definitely kind of point to... Alright, so there we go. It's only going to be a pistol brought up with that, but just have a look at the kills there for Vichy. Like, yes, Freeman is well and truly heads and shoulders above any player. 5, in fact, in front of the member behind him, but one of the fact is they're all relatively in the same zone of kills, so running like clockwork there for CyberZen. No, rather for Vichy, it's CyberZen that are all over the place. They might have to look for an individual performance or two for possibly this comeback. I don't know whether I can call it that yet. They've only found 4 rounds this half, and they've got another 10 to find before they shut it down. But if they want to take this, they are going to have to bring it back to the full regulation of rounds. It's quite the tall order.
A very tall order indeed, Rob. And I think saving the AWP wasn't the most beneficial thing there for their money right now. I mean, look at Kaze. He's on $500. He's not going to be able to buy for a few rounds, regardless of what happens here. They need to sort of just throw these bodies at CyberZen into the AKs. Potentially trade back as well using their pistols. Just go back and forth. This Kaze will create one there on the bottle. And a push up there from Zoki does a lot of damage. He gets Viva down very low. He'll swing back into this one though. Viva not ready for the second play swinger. Advent coming into that one. 2 quick kills picked up there for Vichy over the CyberZen lads. They will have 3 rifles here in towards the site. They want to flank, even coming in from Savage, and they'll clean up the round there. No bomb plant to come across. And 7 rounds for CyberZen. They're starting to claw their way back into this one.
Slowly and surely. It's like the turtle in the hair, right?
They're buying again into this one.
Oh, I mean, Vichy had the rounds to do it, right? CyberZen have to double what they've already got to even come close to Vichy at this point. So they can generally just, you know, they can force buy. Of course, we always suggest not to, because what's the point? You know that even if you win this, you still have to win another. CyberZen have the money, so just build up your own economy, start to just get on a bit more of a roll. And there's no need to rush this. Rome wasn't built in a day, and nor too will Vichy winning this one. It is a best of 3, and it is the long haul, so they just have to take their time with this.
That's it, exactly right. I mean, they've got 7 rounds to play, and they don't need to be forcing. They can save one of these rounds off. They can give them the 8th round here. They didn't have to buy this one, right? They could have had a fantastic buy in the next round, rather than a poor buy at this round and next round. So I don't really agree with the call being made here, but I do like what CyberZen are doing. Look at this stack up over towards B, with the very slow play coming from CyberZen, really holding their cards close to their chest. And they're going to stack up over towards short here. The firing squad's starting to build up, and this is where Vichy Gaming are going. This push for map control here from CyberZen could be a double-edged sword, though. They might begin to rotate players out. They've got 2 players over towards this short area, and they're going to send one back over towards A, which is where Freeman is lurking about, and they've fallen for it. Players going back over towards A for CyberZen. There's going to be 2 players left here. As HZ has to fall back in towards this water area. As Savage takes take one down over towards the bathrooms there, and AC staying alive gets 2 for himself. Bottle swinging back across from short, and they lock it down with just 2 players. They didn't have to go into the site so late. They had given it all up, and CyberZen almost falling for it.
My word, the gig was up and they nearly got caught out well and truly there. I believe we are going to have a match pause. There we go. Vichy calling that one to make sure that they can start to kind of relax themselves. You know, this is where as a team you can actually start to get a little bit tilted. I mean, we haven't really talked about that this half, because this is right at that pivot point, right? Like, if CyberZen win this next round and continue to kind of build their own economy, Vichy need to be so careful with where they tread and how they make this work. Like you said, that force buy that they had has pretty much destroyed their own economy. Now, if you save that, you're all on 6-7k.
And that's like AKs across the board. Kaze's going to pick up the AWP. They can do a full execute onto the A side. They can win those duels that they've been looking like they had the potential to do so. They just haven't had the weaponry as of yet. As a little bit of a knife comes in onto TB from Savage. You don't like to see that early on, with a light damage. And the pistol's coming in from Vichy here. They're just going to look to do some damage once again. 5 players buying just minimal into this one. They've all got about 2.9k other than Zoking. They will have the AKs up in the next round, but as you said, as I've said, the way that they're buying into this one and the rounds they have to play with, it's making it harder for themselves to take the W on map 1.
I mean, you feel like it's still what we're going to expect. You definitely don't want to count your chooks before they hatch, but they might just be doing this at this point. It's Savage. Oh, the grenade! Freeman taken down. Oh, that is not the way you want to start if you're Freeman. 83 damage done with 1 nade. That is absolutely absurd. Savage should pretty much just be able to make them a marshmallow. Oh, get dunked on. They attempt to make their way through. There's absolutely no chance of that. Advent's going to be the last to remain. And look at the nade call coming in from Cyberzen there. What timing is that?
It has to be a fantastic read coming across from Cyberzen in that crucial moment there, and this is a crucial round for Vichy Gaming now. As they lose this one, Cyberzen will take double digits. They'll be back off the bye round for a couple of rounds. And
get another nade, another knife to start off with.
Yeah, it's just maybe trying to make it slightly easier, but 14 to 9 and 5 rounds the deficit. It's getting a lot closer. This is where Vichy are going to start getting a bit sweaty now. Starting to really... It's not quite panic stations as of yet, but when they get to that 11th round here, if they manage to not get into this bomb site, the flash is going to be coming in. Though Zoki goes in fast and Hurricanes gets caught out there. It's just TB stuck in the bomb site, but Savage, he's got to go in from behind. He gets 3 kills on the flank. Freeman turning it back around in a 2v3. Zoking still there with his teammate, and the players are already in towards the site for Cyberzen. They've even got Bottle flanking in from Monster, so they shouldn't be long for as well. But Zoking with a nice little burst fight onto TB as Viva might get caught out here. A little bit of light damage done from Freeman over towards Monster. The walk-in coming across for Zoking as well as he tries to get aggressive, but Bottle misses the players on the timing there, and they're looking for this fight over towards Viva. They don't want to commit to the plant just yet. Flash comes across. He'll be good for one, but turns into the 1v1, and Freeman, he's going to jet all the way over towards the A site. Now he doesn't have time to take B, but could this be a patience play coming out here? Bottle has to walk in behind him, and oh no. Just spots him from above. The damage is done. Such an awkward engagement now as Bottle's going to go for the chase in towards this lower area of the side, but Freeman takes the fight. He's losing it out. Bottle keeps creeping forward. He opts for the pistol. Running around in circles, and oh, is this the read onto Freeman? This is far too intense. A game of cat and mouse, and Freeman, I think he's just gotten away with this one as he expects him to go over towards the A side. The timing is incredible, ladies and gentlemen, as Freeman gets away with it, and Bottle, he's thinking it's still A. He's waiting around here. Freeman's going to get away with it. He's run over towards B. The bomb will be going down in this 1v1, and oh my lord, Rob, he's just brained on him, and he's got 6 HP to win this one out. Bottle, he has the advantage. He's got the smokes and the flash with a kit to play around with.
I genuinely thought Freeman had outplayed himself then. So tricky, you trick yourself. It's not to be. Now it's going to be Bottle that has to make the big play. This is for the double digits round for Cyberzen. If they pull this back, you surely have to start to believe that there's a possibility the smoke comes out. That's going to bait Freeman out, and that's Bottle taking the win. Freeman, that was unbelievable timing as he made his way towards the B bomb site, but it doesn't make a difference. Bottle pulls that one back. 14-10. Vichy, what are you going to do next? What can you throw at Cyberzen that they cannot catch?
I've got no idea, Rob, at this point. They're looking rock solid at defense. Oh, Savage is truly a savage at this point. He picks up the auto sniper there for Cyberzen as they're going to opt in for a double scope setup with the 2 snipers. Up in the hands of Kaze as they get down in towards connector with Advent. They're just being patient, just waiting to see what sort of plays Cyberzen will be going for, as Viva does have long on lock now with the long range weaponry.
Just a bit of cheeky spray towards the monster position to shut down anything coming through. There's no need to worry though. No one on the other side, so the information goes begging for both sides. But they do start to make their way towards toilets. They start to check their angles, clear out what might be. It's just going to be playing a little bit more patient, however. We have a jump spot across towards the toilet position. Bottle now, smoke out. Slows the push from Vici just a moment longer. Playing nearly on the other side. I believe he will be catching that one. King goes completely blind for a moment. Second flash will come on out, but that will, of course, alert Bottle that there was a player starting to push on out. Freeman can't get anything done, as now it will be Viva trying to hold the angle. Bottle is going to be left alone into the corner of the site. And Viva backs away towards long, but so too Vici are going to back away and redirect themselves over towards B. What can Savage do? Can he be the saviour of the day? He's got HZ on the corner. The Molotov comes over to try and push him out of position. Does do so. Savage goes completely blind. TB finds one, but it's going to be the auto shotty, rather the sniper, that shuts down all three members pushing to the site. And that was that's exactly what you were highlighting at the start. What is this comeback, Matty B?
I can't believe my eyes right now, Rob. I mean, one round so far for Vici on their T side, and CyberZen, they've just got it locked down. The defense here is just unbreakable. It's back on the pistols again, Vici Gaming, and I just can't see them taking any rounds from this point. CyberZen are looking so good in their defense, and this has to be why this pick has been coming across for CyberZen. You have to remember this was their map pick, and we were so confused as to how Vici had taken such a commanding lead early on.
I think we're now starting to see the proof in the pudding. We were sitting here questioning, how can Vici come out 13-2 on your own map pick? Then again, after some big plays from Freeman, sometimes it just goes the way. The cookie crumbles a certain way, and fortunately enough, it favoured Vici to start off with. But now Cyber, could we possibly see this monstrous comeback? 14 rounds is what is required for CyberZen to walk away with the W. Is it possible?
You'd have to say it's possible right now, Rob. I mean, they've got 5 pistols for Vici. That's going to allow CyberZen. They should win this round relatively easily, though. But the X-Kit's being primed up for Advent. One smoke being used up towards the garbage. The lineup comes in. Hurricanes and Viva will shut these players down. A good flashbang comes out. That'll force Viva off the angle. He'll have to swap out to the pistol. And there's low HP on Hurricanes as well. They could get into the site. First fight being taken there. Viva's good one there with the 5-7. He picks up another for himself. 3 kills, locking that one down. And even with the low HP, CyberZen, they're keeping these players alive. Their money just looks unbreakable at this point. There will be another buy coming in for Vici Gaming. The AWP picked up for Kaze again, but he just hasn't been able to get those opening duels like he was gifted with over on the CT side.
No, not so fortunate at this point. It's a little bit rough for Vici, but I mean, look, you cannot fault CyberZen at the moment. They literally have not done a single thing wrong. They've lost, what, 1 round? 1 round.
They've lost 1 round. Freeman's only gotten 3 kills this half. He's just gone to sleep as of now. He's a sleeping giant, though. We know he can certainly put the numbers up. We saw it in the first half. It's just a matter of getting himself back into the game at this point.
I mean, it's not even a fact of how many kills he has or hasn't gotten, because Vici, they haven't done well themselves. As a whole, their entire team haven't found that many frags this half, because CyberZen have just been able to shut down most rounds. And we've seen a couple of 1v1s cutting it down to the 3-player mark for CyberZen, but generally they've came out on top times than not. Savage at the moment, he's going to be playing with the auto, just waiting for anyone to push on in towards that line, and that is going to be a huge peak to start things out from Arze. I believe Viva, was that a jump spot?
Yeah, just getting a little bit too cheeky there by the double boxes over towards A, and that's given an opening for Vici, but they haven't gone too fast off the back of this one. I love seeing this here. Patient plays. Freeman's going to begin pushing forward towards long, but Bottle, here's the footstep. He'll swing wide onto that one. The Molotov from his teammate keeps him at bay. His Hurricanes, he'll take the 5-7 towards short. He should get just the one here, but he swings into the second. He's done all the damage on the side. He's done everything he has to. Ormond will get the bomb down in this 2v2, but these clutches have not gone the way of Vici so far. This half on their T side is TB and Bottle will come back into this one. There is just the AWP for Kaze. The auto sniper is currently down. There's kits for both these players on CyberZen.
Bottle now making his way from short. Can he make anything work? No, it's all going to be up to TB, who finds the first, and now it's all into a 1v1. Kaze, has he been spotted? I don't think either player know where they are. He misses the shot, and that backs him off the angle. Swaps out on towards the M4. He might just stick it right now. Vici, do they spot this? Kaze doesn't go for it. TB pulls out this. Oh, not the ninja. No way. CyberZen.
Oh, pros don't fate, Rob. Oh my goodness. Deary me. That was so clutch. That's backbreaking as well, right? The bomb going down for Vici. They had the full control of the site, right? It was a 1v1. Kaze had every reason to swing into that one with the AWP, but that's a mental breaker at that point at the same time as just, a bank breaker.
Every kind of breaker that you could ever imagine, Vici have copped it. CyberZen are currently on a 10-round winning streak. Or a 9-round winning streak, actually. They're coming up, I believe. They won 2 at the start. So this is just ridiculous. They have literally, as a team, no one is outperforming the rest of them. HZ has had some big rounds, but even then, it has been a collective effort from CyberZen. I said to you at the start of this half that they were very few and far between. TB has come in with a 1v2 to finish out that round. Every single player right now is stepping up for CyberZen. This is absolutely absurd. They pull this back. I think this is one of the biggest comebacks I have ever seen.
Well, they were down 13-2 to start the half. They've only given 1 round up, and that was what feels like an eternity ago as well. It was 14-4 at one point even. So, I mean, they've just won 9 rounds on the trot here. They're 2 away from taking this map, at least getting us to the verge of overtime. And Vici, they haven't looked the goods so far. They've only got a UMP for Advent as well as they begin to creep forward in towards bathrooms as they're taking very slow map control. There hasn't been any real changes for Vici. They haven't gone for a faster play over towards A. They haven't really adjusted or tried to adapt to what CyberZen are doing. They've just got all the reads the whole time this half.
The thing for me about this comeback from CyberZen, even if they don't make it to this point, like if they don't close this out, they were getting dominated the first half, and so too, it will actually be Vici that open up the site. They've already found one, and TB's fallen low. Can he hold onto the line? He finds one for the trade, but that's going to be it, and this might be the round that Vici were looking for, the breakthrough round, but it's not going to be the breaking for the economy for CyberZen if they do decide to back away here. It doesn't look so. Savage is going to be making his way up. Advent doesn't hit the shot. It allows Savage to find an opening kill, but he does back away for a moment. Will they go for this retake right now? Are they going to make this work? They've taken the attention away. Is he just going to sit back in the... Surely they're not going to go for this. After that kill, does that start to slow things down a little bit more? They go for the opening. It's not going to happen. HZ still trying to tap away towards Freeman. Makes it work. Still 2 more to find. Auto Sniper and the AWP. Save is going to come in for HZ. And could this fairy tale... Could this have just come to an end?
Well, we're going to see this coming around, aren't we, Rob? I mean, Bottle's got no money. TB will have the money to drop, and they don't even save the AWP there, which is huge, which means more investment will have to come in from CyberZen on the CT side, and this is a huge round for them. They need to take this round, and they need to take it cleanly. Their money can be broken at this point, but Vici are on the verge of a hard reset as well. I mean, this is going to take us to overtime regardless, I feel like, Robert. I don't think either team are ready to take this map.
I'm not ready for this map to finish yet. I am genuinely... If this map finishes like this, I will not be happy because CyberZen have clawed this back literally from the depths of hell, and they're nearly making it work. Vici are on the ball. They're literally on the edge. Their foot is on the line. All they need to do is stick their tongue out, and they will take this first map, which will be a massive booster heading forward in this best of 3. Of course, for those of you who are joining us, this is the Asian Grand Final for the ESL Pro League Season 8. The winner of this will go to Odense, find themselves with 20k in the pocket at the very least, but the second place people that just fall short of the qualifier, they still find 15k. That's just absurd to think that. You're a winner in any book.
It's a huge amount of bank to take home with you. But these players want to go to Denmark. It's a huge opportunity for these teams to play at these international events. They don't get too much opportunities to do so as well. You know, they've gotten rid of Firepower, Flash and Tyler as well, the teams that tend to take these spots away from them. And I think Orman could just catch out Savage as he falls into the water. That's an opening pick for them. Now, 4v4, there's still the AWP for Viva as Advent makes a lot of noise over towards Bathroom, and Bottle holding the close angle here towards just right next to Advent on the AWP against the other side of the wall. They're not going to swing though. Bolton is staying alive there. He comes out from behind. Advent trades it straight back, and the man on the side is Viva. He's going to have to take this fight clearly. The orb pushes forward there. He's going to fall into that one. It's a 2v1. Hurricane's the last man left alive. He has to go for this one, and he needs to win it. This is a huge map for Vichy to steal off of CyberZen at this point in the match, but no, Vichy, they take it, and out of nowhere, it just seemed like the steam train for CyberZen could not be stopped. That'll be Vichy taking a 1-0 lead in this best of 3 as we make our way over towards Train, which is their map pick.
What a comeback from CyberZen, but it's not going to happen. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to throw to a very short break. We'll be right back with map number 2 of the ESL Pro League Asian Grand Final. Don't go anywhere.
confession that you're my obsession. You're pulsing through me. The blood is rushing and I am trusting you'll come save me. My knees are feeling weak. Your body's close to me. I want you to come to rescue me. Won't you come and rescue me? My knees are feeling weak. Your body's close to me. I want you to come to rescue me.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, for the Asian Grand Final for the ESL Pro League Season 8. We are currently into Nuke. I believe we've only got a couple of seconds remaining until we actually start the matchup. Now, we just saw Vici grabbed CyberZen's pick on overpass. But Matty B, do you want to tell us what happened?
I just saw the weirdest game of Counter-Strike in my entire life. Dead set. So, Vichy Gaming took a 13-2 lead on their CT half. It looked like they were certainly going to take it in the easiest fashion you could certainly comprehend. But then suddenly, CyberZen, they won a couple of rounds. It was a 14-4 scoreline, and they just won 9 on the trot. They take us almost to the death, but Vichy just found something at the end there to take the map in its entirety. We're going to see the pistol round kick it off now as Aviva takes a bit of damage there at long range on the Glock. So a smoke and a flash for Advent, so it should be a late play over towards the B site by the looks of it.
Casual smokes to come down ramp. Actually, it's going to shut off that connector position, so that'll make life a little bit harder for HC. Forces him out into the open, and another gat coming instantly in. It's going to be TB that falls instantly in that encounter, but Viva coming through with a couple of taps of his own. Hasn't found a kill just yet, but HZ might just find some timing. I thought Kaze were maybe going to be pushing, but it does not happen. Now making his way up towards the oil rig. He might find a kill here, but it's all under the timing. Gets caught out, but clotheslines the member as he starts to hold. And now Freeman, can he be called upon to do the same thing in the pistol round as he'd done in Overpass? No, he instantly falls. The trades come out, but this is a little bit cheeky from Advent. He's going to be waiting for this bomb to be defused, trying to tap away with the knife, but he can't be seen, and that's going to force him out into the open. Bottles there to shut it down, and CyberZen, they take the first pistol. Now, keep in mind, this is going to be Vichy's pick as well. Starting on CT side will give CyberZen a small amount of confidence heading into this, but Vichy could possibly 2-0 this.
Yeah, and that'll certainly make you eat your words, Rob. But, I mean, honestly, at this point, I feel like we're going to be seeing the third map just based off what we saw map 1 and how these teams have been in the past as well. Like, both teams have beating each other on this map before and as well as that third map, so it can go either way from this point on.
Literally, it's you know, our favorite saying of the knife and the edge and the apple falling. It'll favour one. All that it'll be will be literally a rotate of the apple, and it'll split more in favour. But Vichy, they have the confidence coming into this, knowing that they don't have to exactly win this. But pushing to map 3, it'll be a little bit harder. Inferno will be our deciding map, but opening frag yet to be found.
I think if it goes to Inferno, it should be CyberZen's entire series. They'll have the momentum coming off a second map win, and Inferno is one of those ones where you need confidence going into it, I feel like. It's not one of those ones where you can just sort of keep going on. It's just very, very hard to sort of get your foothold on the map itself. Speaking of footholds, Vichy looking to get some control across the map here. They will lose out that first engagement. Savage gets aggressive and takes down Almond, so it's a 4v5 already, and they have yet to commit to a bomb site. It's going to be this B hit coming in with Bottle holding down that long-range angle from up top. Tapping away, they're doing a lot of damage. He'll pick up another one, surely. No, Freeman trades it back. There's a man underneath. TB taking one down as Hurricane swings in from Connector Savage, though. Hilg's going to prevent the plan. He's going for the knife as well. So cheeky as Zoking just commits to getting the plan in, but it won't be enough. It'll be the 2-0 start for Cyber, and a big bank picked up there for the man with the knife.
Yeah, that's a massive call from Savage, because most people, they got the CZ out, they'll just be like, nah, let's just deny the bomb plant, but he goes all in there. He actually risks it, not knowing how much HP the member of Vichy was on. He was just happy to go for the knife kill, let him get the bomb plant, as it probably, it could have come back to bite them, but in the end, the play, it works. That's going to be the full buy coming in for Vichy. They do, of course, have a handful of utility to use, but both sides are lacking in that department, so much is left to the imagination. Still a couple of smokes left on this side of Vichy and CyberZen. Molotov into the hands of TB. They're going to have to try and make this work. The flash pushes HZ back out of Pop Dog, and Bottle's going to have to try and hold on to the bomb site. He manages to find one, but he's still going to get a couple more. Advent pushing his way up towards Train. Make light work of the one-man holding, and look at this fight coming in. Matty B, this could be massive.
This could be absolutely huge here from Savage. He just has to take one down. He can hear Kaze just behind this wall. He's scoping in and out with the AWP. It looks like a save call has been made. They're just waiting to see what sort of mistakes Vichy do make. There are no kits for either of these players. They have armor and utility to save, and this is so dangerous from Savage. He just gets spotted out there by Kaze as well, so he'll have to totally fall out of this one. No one will be pushing forward from Vichy Gaming. Freeman's already up into into these bathroom halls, and he could just catch Savage out on the time here, and he will do so. That's the AWP dropped for Cyberson. It'll just be TB holding onto the M4 here, and damage won't be happening to the economy of Vichy Gaming, which is a fantastic for them, building up on this T side. And Cyberson, their money's gone already.
That's the problem, isn't it? That is the that's the misstep that you wait for. Vichy, of course, being able to buy into the second round, third round there. It causes problems with that plant earlier, so, you know, these are the small things that make a difference in the end. HZ is going to grab onto a swag. You don't know what I mean by swag. It's the Mag 7, the God tier shotgun.
Oh.
Rightio. That's, oh, hello! Doing some more damage as well to Aman. That's a bit cheeky.
Very cheeky. As is Hurricanes over here, over towards Pop Dog. And it looks like some aggression could be coming in just a moment from the Vichy Gaming side. As a couple of nades dropped in, they hear the nade popping out, and the shotgun should be heard, but a little spray coming across now as well, so he'll have to fall away from this one. And, oh, this is a gaming nade.
That's a bit cheeky.
Not going to quite connect there with anyone. That's one to save for the back pocket, Rob.
I'm actually going to remember that. That was really nice. I enjoyed that nade a little bit too much, but look at it. It's literally split half and half at the moment. Vichy, of course, had the upper hand with the weaponry and utility that they still have on the belt, so Cyberzen are going to have to claw this back with a Scout of Thamus and a Mag 7. It doesn't look promising at this point, but still, they've got a bottleneck out of T-Con. The smoke will come over the top to give them a small amount of room to wiggle, jiggle, and move, but at this point, it is only Bottle who is on that A-bomb side. He's not even on the A-bomb side. He's just sitting back at Hell, so they might think that this is clear. This could be really damage. He's going to be able to find a free kill on the Freeman. He might just swing wide and deny the bomb plant. No. He's got other thoughts there. It'll be Zoking that shut it down, and now 2 versus 3. Cyberzen, this is an awkward situation for them.
Well, that's the thing. They've only got the Swag 7 for HZ here, trapped behind a smoking connector, and TB just retracting back up towards Pop Dog there, the ladder room. For those uninformed of some crazy Australian call-outs, and should be the second round for Vichy here. With they just walk into that A site. All these players from Cyberzen have over-rotated themselves over to B. Just the read was just incorrect for them. So back and forth start now for both sides.
Bit of a tug of war, trying to gain control in the early couple of rounds, but if it favours Vichy, Cyberzen will be sweating when they head to that second half. My question is, what do they have in store for us when we do head to T side? You know, what can they do? I mean, CT side, they haven't really shown the most amount of promise. They found the first round, and the second was merely a bit of a force buy, not even just an eco from Vichy with a couple of pistols. So we haven't really seen Cyberzen completely tested. He did have that meeting where they were on a lower buy again, so the pistols are just that. The only thing that is out in force right now. Savage went a little bit too aggressive, trying to find the opening. The swag's dropped into TB, so he'll be able to pick that up, or maybe HZ might go for it. That's going to be the opening frag across towards A as well, so one apiece on either side. It's now going to be the only member to try and hold. Again, we're surely not going to see the same two save again. I think they have to.
It looks the part too. Well, saving the armor is going to be crucial for them going forward. You know, getting a decent buy coming across in the next round. Hopefully, I mean, the money's not quite there, though, so it'll still be a bit of a forced buy. They might need to be saving up even towards the 7th round, which would be quite awkward for them moving forward. As Vichy, they've got a good bank starting to really consolidate for themselves now. They're keeping players alive, but they're going to decide to go for the hunt here. Zoking going to get aggressive in towards ladder. Just hears out the shotgun there. And a bit of aggression comes across from Hurricanes. Damage is done. Doesn't want to lose that duel, though. He will be falling away from that. So Hurricanes is giving away the position and the weapon he's holding on to. So Vichy, they're just going to keep these players alive. But look at this flank coming across in from the B site. Potential to maybe get one of these players here. Advocates charging in towards his box source, but he will just be playing conservatively there. Not going to give anything else away to the Cyberzen lineup. And a decent trade back there from Vichy Gaming. They lost the first two, but 3 on the trot. They're looking a lot smarter.
Smarter is all it's really going to take at this point for Vichy, isn't it? Again, it's the old bank robbing analogy. What can you get away with on T's side for Nuke? It's rather the same on an overpass, and that was so prominent. The fact that Only 2 rounds were gained for CyberZen on the start. Oh, look at this nade coming in from TB. This could be massive. Oh, Freeman just moves at the last second. He literally would have caught that. He would have actually ate that. I'm so upset.
KFC classic catch.
I'm genuinely so upset.
It would have been one for the ages here, as we're going to see Vichy. They're going to do a very quick execute out on towards the B site by the looks of it. The Breeze not here from CyberZen. They don't have a player regressing in towards A main. So now the rate rotation's coming across. They haven't quite committed to one just yet, as we see it will be Bottle moving his way over towards Connector as the utility does come flying in there, but he'll be punished there by Kaze, swinging wide out towards the rim, trying to get some damage done. There's players back towards the back of the bomb train in the oil area. It will be TB there looking to take the fights versus Zoking as Viva does step out of Connector here. So 3 players already coming in the back of the bomb site now. Vichy have gotten very aggressive in towards this B site. Kaze spotted out over towards the top of the train there. Viva will be falling away. 4v5 though, certainly doable from this point.
Looks like they've actually made the save call. Again, this is the 3rd round in a row we've seen CyberZen save.
I love this score though. I certainly agree with what they're going with right now. I mean, keeping the weapons up at this point for CyberZen is huge for them. Like, their money's still not the best of situations. They just did a little bit of damage to Vichy, not quite as much as they would like, but they'll have a decent buy in the next round for sure, coming off the back of the save here. Keeping 3 rifles up. The Swag 7 not going to be the best of things. The Savage does just spot 1 player out, but he won't pick up a kill. There's 4 on the trot for Vichy Gaming and CyberZen. What can they do to swing this one back in their favour?
Yeah, look, my problem with CyberZen right now is 3 rounds saved. Yeah, sure, it's all good and well to keep the weaponry, but the economy for Vichy it's mounted into almost 2 full buys, and that will be devastating for the CT side. We know that trading rounds do not favour you, and this is a CT-sided map. CyberZen, they have not started out in that fashion that we thought they might have, but look at that. That's going to be Bottle shutting down the first. Kaze responds fast, but Savage gets close towards T-Con, shutting that down. Freeman tries to push on through, but HZ plays as spotter and stops the 1-man pushing through. Takes a bit of damage through the wall. That was a little bit cheeky, but there's still a lot more work to be done yet. Kaze, Molotov forces them back off the angle. CyberZen will be able to pull this one back, but again, my quarrel is not with the 4-man save, rather with the economy that's being mounted, and that at least is starting to shut down a little bit more. Kaze, the last to remain in a 1v4. Dare I say he could do it.
It just depends on how aggressive these CyberZen players want to get this. They want to take the AWP away from Kaze. The money's still there, so it doesn't really matter for CyberZen. They'll have the AWP up in the next round, but they will spot him out there. That's going to give his position away as well. Smoke being deployed now. Just going to give himself a little bit more space. But the pressure's going to be mounting on him now to really hold on to this AWP. As these players are aware of his positioning right now. He's going to look to throw away the AWP, but it's not going to quite get away with it until now. He's decided he's just going to go for damage at this point by the looks of it. Oh, mollies himself off. Takes himself down nice and low. He does get 1 there with the PG-50 and damage done to Hurricanes. If he got 2 there, that would have been a huge dent to the CyberZen economy. But finally, a retaliation from the CyberZen squad.
I like that bait there at the end. That was so cheeky. Throws the Molotov down, sits in it for a second. That forces CyberZen to push on out, thinking that it might have been a miss molly. So he takes 1 with him. It's keeping the economy for CyberZen honest, as they've dropped 2 players there, so they will have to rebuy back into this. Of course, Bottle and Savage don't have enough to really support themselves. They will need the economical support from the rest of their team, but it's of course being a pause for CyberZen. They need to start to get a little bit more of a firmer grip on this matchup. Vichy have looked the goods so far. I mean, map 1, I just don't know whether I believe that that was the result that should have come about, if I'm being completely honest. Vichy had the opportunity to shut it down early, and could we see the same kind of storyline on map 2? I don't know. Vichy do look quite good right now.
Their T-side's looking quite solid as well, but I like this bit of aggression coming in from Savage. He's swinging with the MP9. He'll get 1 for himself, traded back, but that's still a great piece of information and damage done, as Omen will retrieve the AWP for his side. But CyberZen, they have a slight read on the situation. Flash comes out, player up above there. Zoking loses the fight there to TV. The bomb is still over towards these B halls. They haven't committed to a site as of yet. Just the walk out of Pop Dog now. 2 players just clearing that part of the map out, as we do still have Ormond just lurking around towards Ivy. He has to back out of this one discreetly here. Is it just allows Cyberzen to get some more map control as well, as we see TB just fall back in towards the back of the B site there. He's going to be the solo man towards the side of the map, but it will be A where Vichy decide to take this one.
From site, got Bottle and HZ. Gonna have to try and do their merry well best to shut this down. But Viva playing from Spotter over towards Ivy. The utility is still there to get this bomb down, so this could be dangerous. The bomb will go down with 20 seconds left on the clock. They've brought it back into a 3v3. Bottle pushes over the top, might be able to stop this bomb plant. No, but at the very least he'll find a quick kill, and that gives them a small advantage. Freeman now backs away a little bit. The flash comes over the top, and it's going to be the initial peak that goes the way of Vici. They find another, and now it's all on a TB. This could be the hard reset. This could be devastating for Cyberzen. TB has to pull away. He's been spotted, but finds the kill on the Freeman. If he can make this work right now, he's still got one more to find it. TB, that is 2 1v2s in the past 2 maps. And he secures it, ensures that the shutdown does not come through. The buy is still there for Vichy, but what a performance from TB in round number 8.
That is a huge play in the context of the entirety of the match right now, Rob. I mean, Cyberzen, their money's still not the best, though. Like, they're going to be on a couple of SMGs here. Or just the one, rather. M4s with plenty of utility to go offer, but they haven't quite broken this Vichy Gaming money, and now this is going to be a crucial round going forward on the half. Whoever wins this one's going to run away with the majority of this half's rounds, you'd have to think.
A general assumption. So for Cyberzen, you know, it's the pivot round. Can they find themselves ahead? Kaze is going to be shutting down Beaver, and that's damage done through the smoke, so it's traded back and forth. Fortunately for Vichy, it doesn't come out on top of that particular encounter, but Savage is just holding on to the other line. HZ as well might be met with a bit of aggression. Still, he's playing aggressive on the other side of the smoke, Savage. He does get caught out, so he's forced back off the angle. TB, he's going to go for the pick right now. That's going to be another great pick coming in from the gentleman. However, Savage, his position has been alerted to. It's now going to have to be a strong hold. Can't hit the second shot. HZ still smoked out, but if he pushes through it, he might find himself 2. He's going to go ahead. But Kaze, what is that flick on the HZ? A little bit too much noise. Bottle picks out the only member in the sky for Vichy. He's now got 3 more to find. It's going to be a clawback, but my word, Vichy, it doesn't matter about the 1v2. They bounce back directly after it, and that's going to be 3 players left alive. The economy is still there for Vichy.
They've still got the money in Cybers, and they look like they can force buy into this one as well. They've even got an AWP to play around with here. So they're going to pick up a few pistols to play around with this one. The Savage is going to be the lone man on that weapon. Advent, I don't know what's going on there. I think he's missing an AK there. As they're going to just be posted up over towards the backside of Team Main here, and they're going to just walk out. Zoking takes the first fight, but HC is good for that one as Viva puts one up for himself. Kaze, good to drop HC back in retaliation, but TP, he almost wins that fight into Pop Dog. That gets a little bit awkward now for Cyberzen's players. Spot up above the bomb train there. They're going to become out over towards this A side of the map now. It's going to be a fall away from Cyberzen. They have the AWP still in connector, and they win that battle over Kaze. So 2v2, they'll get in towards the bomb train, and Savage and Bottle left to hold on to this site.
Not too rushed here, Vichy. But look at this from Bottle. Look at that aggression. That is ridiculous. That is absurd. You should not be allowed to get away with that. But no, he won't be. He gets a slap on the wrist. Advent trades back out. But look at this. Savage, could he have the possible line? He's going to go ahead deep in towards Ivy. 40 seconds left for Advent to make this work. If he comes towards the back of Old Bomb, Savage will be caught out. However, as he rotates on towards the site, get a little bit more information, cement himself with that position a little bit further, but Advent coming from behind him, this surely has to be it, and it is too. Savage doesn't expect him to be there so quickly, but how much damage can be done on a force buy for Cyberzen? My word, they might even be able to buy back into this one as well, but The economy is too good for Vici at the moment. This was the problem with those 3 rounds at the start of the half.
Well, that's the thing too. These last few rounds, it's gotten really tight. Cyberzen are getting a lot of damage done onto the Vici Gaming side, but it's not enough just yet to break their economy, and they're still on the 4 spies as well. Scout picked up here for Viva. CZ's 5-7 for the rest of the players. Coming out of China is TB. He's getting very close to this B ramp here. Just getting the closer angles, trying to get these fights and these closer engagements.
TB doesn't particularly like his chances trying to take that fight towards Brownhall, so no need to go for the cheeky peek just yet. Viva on the scout. We've already seen him do so much damage with that. And of course, on the back of Bottle, he's just going to pull off the angle for a second. He'll be punished for that as well. It forces again Viva hitting another shot. What is going on? Viva with the scouts. If you stop that, he might even find another. He's going to hold the line, but he will be punished for it.
Oh, my lord.
The very least.
That's an incredible shot by Freeman. Yeah, it's just, I mean, it's one of those sort of takes there. Viva's been putting a lot of work in. Scout. They're getting great shots. So it's TB. He's coming in from the back here. Aggression. And what is that from Kaze? Just a running one tap there on a Hurricane. The bomb needs to be retrieved, though, over towards Pop Dog. And what a wonky round, Rob. Oh.
CSGO, my friend. CSGO. I'm liking Viva on this scout, though. I wouldn't mind if I even saw him pick it up on a 4-spy round. Oh, no, TB. You can't be doing this, man. And XM, like, yeah, it's great, but the way Vici have been playing, look how many bomb plants they've had. And that's not including the rounds that they've won out after the post plan. This is not exactly what you need to be seeing, but the aggression is. This is a little bit better from TB. Changing it up now with the XM a little bit closer. Freeman gets punished for it. And they're looking for a trade, but look at this. They're going to be baiting. The XM works an absolute treat.
Oh my goodness. Rob, I'm dumbfounded by these players right now. They're not making sense to me from an offside basis, but they're working for Cyberzen right now. It's giving them an opening, and they've got another advantage for themselves. But look at the positioning of Orman right now. He's pushed himself right and far forward over towards these pallets. And in the 5-on-3, Kaze's going to be looking to sort of create some space there with Advent walking out of team main. And HC, he's well positioned to hold this one off right now from the bomb train.
Can he do some damage? Swinging wide. It's Event that finds the opening. It's Bottle trying to trade back out, but 40 HP. He's doing so much damage. I think Bottle might have been able to claw this one back, and Savage has hit the shot through, I believe, the train, actually, just on the small little opening. I can't even move to Kaze quick enough. I believe TB's just going to be giving some information. Do we want that double AWP set up? Nope. No, thank you very much. We're happy with the one, so Savage will be the only AWPer on this CT side. There you go, 5, but with Vici already grabbing 7 rounds, it's looking pretty good for the T side.
Exactly right. 7 rounds is monstrous on T side train right now, and I think it's been really dictated by how well Kaze's been able to dictate openings with the AWP in hand for them, and he's just being supported decently by the rest of the lineup. I mean, Cyberzen, they just haven't really been getting going after getting some of these advantages. Been brought right back most of the rounds. That was probably one of the few rounds where they've held the numbers advantage from the total amount of the rounds. Freeman, he's going to get a gross there, but the pre-fire saves his life, and a bit of frustration there on the TB with the spray onto the XM.
First of the openings towards Cyberzen. And now it's going to reset the players here as Bottle looks to push back out with the Molotov, and he does find one, but the punishment has come in. The swift hand of justice from Vici being basically shoved down the throats of Cyberzen as they take the A bomb site by force. Freeman as well coming in from the back line, so he should be able to shut down both players here. This is not exactly what you want to see if your Cyberzen. Both going to be lining up, but he doesn't see the second. It's a saving grace.
I think that was a bit of both. I think he might have just spotted the head. I'm not 100% certain there, but also had low HP there, so didn't want to give up too many more weapons for themselves. Their money's still decent, so they will be able to have a few more buys going forward in the half. And Cyberzen, they've got rifles across the board, but there's no utility to play around with. It's going to be straight aim duels taken here. And Vici, they're in the box seat right now.
Box seat, the driver's seat, however you want to really put it. And so their game to lose again. So it is an opening from Viva. A nice one at that. But again, Kaze has been an absolute beast. And this is what you need to see from the man on the scope. Oh, HZ gets the timing. Unfortunately, Zoking does not expect that push. And then now trying to hold the line. Savage is taking some heavy damage, but so too. The kill wasn't confirmed early enough, so Advent maybe dropped to 34 HP. Still got to feel as though CyberZen, this has to be their round from right now.
It has to, these positions. Well, they're very advanced positions. They've got players in Pop Dog, one even in A main, so it's going to funnel these players from Vichy back over towards Ivy, and I think Viva's starting to read this one as well as he begins his walk back towards the old bomb train. Kaze's creeping around though. He's looking to create some form of space, but Viva could just get the timing on the players here. As Hurricane swings out in towards Ivy, and it just leaves Kaze in a 1v3 now with 40 seconds on the clock, and I don't think any mistakes are going to be made from this point out from CyberZen. Is they going to swing into... Oh, that is huge.
Oh, no.
That is incredibly huge. He's going to get the bomb down on B. He's just made this winnable.
Oh no, Matty. Oh no, and he's got no clue where the rest of the players are. So they're going to be closing in. They have to know. Surely, the gig is up. They're like, where is he? What's going on? Guess what? You've been jebaited. He's on the B bomb site, but he's taken too long to get the bomb down. All of a sudden, I don't know what CyberZen are doing. They're just like, where is this guy? He's all smoke and mist. The bomb will go down. They're going to hit towards the B bomb site, but he's already found himself in quite a desirable place. He's made himself all the way back to CT. However, I do say that there's only 2 Molotovs onto CyberZen, so if he can get them off the bomb quick enough, he might be able to make something work, but they are just going to be sticking at this point. If he goes a little bit too aggressive, he'll be caught out. A nice shot. He's going to find another. They jump off the bomb for a moment, but regardless, Kaze, he gives himself a small chance to make that work. It doesn't work out for him, and CyberZen claw that one back.
Oh my goodness. That was a big brain play coming out there from Kaze, and he's just been the big brain for his side right now as well. He's 16 for 8, Rob. Leading the charge for Vichy Gaming, and my word. The fact that he got away with it, the fact that he got the bomb down there, that's made this buy doable for Vichy. They weren't in the best financial standpoint there after losing a couple on the trot. CyberZen in a similar position as well. They have a UMP for one of their players and lacking some utility already. Vichy, they've used so much already. They're trying to get some positioning in towards this outer yard, but HC sprays down Orman in through the yard as TB does drop. Traded by Bottle here. 2 players already in towards this upper bomb site, and he's trapped behind these smokes. He will get away, but a little bit of damage done by the Molotov.
It's a double molly to make sure.
Well, look at this stack now from CyberZen. They've got 3 players over towards B.
Oh, no.
It's happening.
Oh, bro. It just threw me to the smoke. I'm so mad. How much damage did it do?
It did an outrageous amount of damage, my man.
It threw me to the smoke. So upset. And then it smoke glitched. It could not be a worse day for the observers. Nationwide, they feel me. It hurts, but that's okay. They are going to hit towards 8 and fake it out a little bit. Making their way back to Brown Halls now. Definitely have to say that this is the point for contention. Bottle is going to have to hold on to the M4 and hold down the line with the crosshair. They come on out, but there's no flashes. He doesn't expect it. That is so unfortunate for Bottle. I feel so bad. And now Savage is going to go aggressive with the AWP. He surely doesn't want to get caught out at this point. Can't hit the shot. He needs to back away, but he sits in the flames for a second. Advent, can he hear it? It doesn't make a difference. He hits the shot. And Kaze, you've been asked to step up time and time again. You've got a little bit more of a job ahead of you, but that's one way to start it out. The flash comes. Oh my word! What is that from Kaze? Oh! But Savage! That is the weirdest sequence of events I have seen in this map so far, in this matchup. Savage just hit that through the wall after a monstrous play from Kaze. Matty B, what have I just seen?
Heart failure. Jesus. Mate, I have not seen a play like that in such a long time. That was incredible from both sides of the story. Kaze hit a ridiculous vertical flick onto the man of that back train, and the no-scope onto the diffuser. But Savage, he is just too much of that. A Savage. Oh my goodness. What a first half though from Vichy Gaming regardless. They won the half. 8 rounds on T-side train. They put themselves in the box seat to take a 2-0 here and book their ticket to Odense.
That's what we're all here for. That gorgeous ticket. And they go to the global finals in Denmark that will be played against some of the best. I mean, Astralis and MIBR. Got Na'Vi. Ghost as well from NA. Fair decent, my friend. And of course, you can't forget
like
Order.
A packed event.
You can't forget your boys' Order.
Certainly cannot. A well-deserved qualification from them after that big best-of-5 final. Vichy and Cyberzen, just the best of 3 for these players. And we're going to see the late execute in towards this A-bomb site. Or is this a fake? No, it's going to be a pop dog explosion. Players deep in the site as well for Vichy Gaming over more towards Ivy and connected. There's a stack over towards B here. So it's going to be interesting to see how they play off the back of this one. So we're going to see the rotation there of Zoking over towards the back of the red train. Molotov being deployed as well over towards the stopper. That's going to cause a lot of damage there. Zoking, he's going to fall there. Bottle getting aggressive in the side. Now it's a 4 and 5, but players pushing in towards connector. Advent takes down one at long range with the USPSs. Viva, he's stuck in towards Pop Dog. Here's the players from Vichy. They're all stuck in behind Ivy here. TB taking that fight. Will eventually win out there. Bottle over here under Heaven takes an easy shot onto Advent, and that leaves Kaze now again another position. A 1v4. He doesn't have a kit to play around with, and Bottle will clean him up there. A great start by Cybersmen in the half, taking a very clean pistol round. And are we going to go the distance, Rob? There's going to be another close map.
I mean, the way that Vichy performed on the T side, you would have to say no. But Cyberzen, you know, they pack a handful of punches, so you can't count them out. They might be down and out for the count after map 1, but it was quite a performance. Unfortunately, with how long the break was for them, they weren't able to bring that momentum into the second map. A 7-8 scoreline favouring Vichy on T side. It's not exactly how you want to start train. Again, we've seen the ability, the resilience, the flair and style from Cyberzen all in one map, so we know for a fact that it's possible. We know for a fact that we could be seeing 3, but I just have this unfound kind of confidence in Vichy right now.
Well, there's still potential for them as well. I mean, they're going to go for the full save here, or stacking up over towards A, which is where Cyberzen look to be aiming themselves towards. Molotov's deployed in towards the side, but there's so many players stacked on this bomb train. Trade potential is going to be there as damage is done. Advent picks up 1 there. That's an early advantage there for Vichy, but it's short-lived as frags are picked up across the board. But Armin doing damage there with the USPS. It's a 3v1. He can do more damage here, but Bottle catches him out with the AK-47. And this Mac 10 should surely be the cleanup they're looking for, as he's going to go hunting now. Armin not long for this world there. But great damage picked up there by Vichy, picking up a couple of frags with just USPSs.
The USPS? Why not? Why not get some damage while you can? 1 flash was all that was used and all that was needed for 2 kills. I mean, that's good enough. Keeps the economy of Cyberzen at bay for a moment. You can see 2 players just on the edge of that 1k mark, the 4-digit mark, but Model now going to be taking control early towards Brown Halls as they go towards Ivy as well. They've put the feelers out as a bit of a default spread, just ensuring no one pushes too aggressive. No one watching T-Con though for Cyberzen. Now, it can be punished, especially so early, but Vichy, they don't really want to throw away their force buy on this, because it's a force buy. The reason I call that MP5 on Advent, I hate saying that. I hate it.
The MP5, it's a bit inconsistent at the moment. I feel like it still needs to be reworked just a little bit. It's pretty much the exact same as the MP7 with a slower fire rate. So, I mean, there's no real difference between the two other than that. I like the pickup of the AEG here by Kaze, though. Like, able to take those long-range duels there with the scope weapon when he can't afford the AWP. As we can look at the economy, though, for Vichy, they don't have any utility left with this one with 45 seconds in the round. And Cyberzen, they've got a lot to play around with here. They can certainly go for a late round execute. They've got smokes and Molotovs to clear out these angles in behind the trains. They've got 4 mollies to still use. So Vichy Gaming, they're going to be under the pressure here. Literally feeling the heat from Cyberzen.
Is the heat too hot to handle? That is the real question. Vichy, they're going to be forced into holding the site. They are pushed off the angle, taking a small amount of damage to start with. And there's the opening that they were looking for to a piece, and now still doing more damage from the heavens above, but they clean back out. HZ making his way back towards Old Bomb. Doesn't make a difference. Kaze was holding down the angle. Freeman on the B bomb side?
Yep.
Question mark?
I think he was a bit scared if it was a fake that late in the round. I mean, players can split across either side of the map, so it's a huge sort of play to make. But still, Vichy, they don't quite have the money to play around with. They have the MP5 for Advent and for Zoking. And Cyberzen will be forced by this one as well. They have a couple of AKs to play around with and a lot of high damaging pistols, so they can still put in a lot of work this round.
So much work to be done from both sides, and it's that 9-9 awkward state. It's in a constant flux at the moment, but Vichy can confirm this. They will put themselves up to double digits, and we'll probably see them head to the 11th, maybe 12th round. Or Cyberzen really have too much of a punch to pack back. But so King just towards Pop Dog for right now. 3 players towards Ivy. It's going to be the Pinson towards the A-bomb side as one rotates towards T-Con. They force the player back from Ivy. If he were there, Event, however, was already playing a little bit more passive. The Molotov comes out, so there's the second piece of counter utility use. Advent, if he drops that nade, that might do unlimited damage, which it does do so. 2 players drop to half HP. And that is a really nice way to start out. Advent is just going to be holding on with that MP5, waiting for the flash to come out. It's the nades that'll be thrown to start with. And the secondary smoke has come back out for Advent. He's just kept them at bay, and the utility usage has gone to waste. He's just checking the close angle to make sure they're not there. The flash will come through, but with how he's been able to hold this so far, he's single-handedly kept Cyberzen at bay, but what is going on?
Well, they're losing these long-range fights. The M4 doing a lot of work there. It's just Viva last man left alive here from the stop sign, and a clean-up from Vichy Gaming. And Advent, as you said, he played his part perfectly there. Just total disruption over towards that Ivy position. There's so many smokes and mollies, and that nade was crucial towards the back end of the round as well. Keeping the Cyberzen players honest as they pick up double digits. And the money for Cyberzen is finally broken.
All I want to say is if your team plays train, and you are on, and you play Ivy, if that's where you play, take note of that round. Go back, save the VOD, get that small, 45 seconds, that pocket of play coming through from Advent. Look at how well he was able to prevent any work to be done from Cyberzen. There were 3 players there with belts of utility to use, and he single-handedly kept them from doing anything. And all he had was a grenade, a smoke, and a molly. Perfectly played from the CT side. Now they push themselves 1 in front, and like we said, more than likely going to be seeing the 11th round as well.
Yeah, and more aggression over towards Ivy. Just going to get a lot of information now, seeing that long sight line for themselves, and Armand's going to have that unlocked, so they're going to cheat a second play over towards B early on. They're going to have was that Freeman and Kaze playing towards this bomb site here, but Cyber's going to get a little light damage there through the wood there. They're going to be just teasing the idea of falling away from this one as Kaze holds a long angle towards upper here. It's going to be a quick execute. They're going to try and get the bomb down here in a quick rush, but Freeman, he's playing up above here. There's no utility. They're going to hit to dry here. He's going to get a lot of damage done. 3, 4, and an easy 5 ace for Freeman there. A fast clean up in the round, and cheeky stuff from Vichy.
It's like the last place you want Freeman to be on an eco round as you pour on out of lower ramp. It's literally the only angle in which you can't run, you can't hide, you have to push through the one crosshair. No armor means you're going to be slowed down the second you get hit with any sort of bullet or nade. That is mighty unfortunate for Cyberzen. I still like that though, stick as a pack, go as the hive mentality, find yourself maybe a kill, maybe a bomb plant, but information given to Freeman early on in the It's the 21st round. It's just quite even at the moment. It's not like it is swaying more to Vici. CyberZen haven't been able to hold too much onto this second half, but maybe onto the contact. Kaze has been an animal across towards B, just being a menace, and that is a way to start Aman. Down to 10 HP. All of a sudden, you're starting to believe that Vici might walk away with this with the clean 2-0.
Well, it'll be a bit of a shock to some, Rob. I feel like Overpass certainly really just threw a major spanner in the works as well for a lot of predictions there. I like what Vici have been doing, though, on their C2 sides across both maps. The utilities has just been incredible. They still have a couple of Molotovs even late in this round as well. And, Zoking gets 2 very easy kills for himself. Bottle just staying still for a moment there. I think he's just sort of not reading the play there. He's going to begin pushing out of this A main area. They're going to commit to this A side, but Omen up above there. Going to take the fight. Head taken off there. Viva's good for 1 on Zoking as well. So now it's a 3-on-3, but there's 2 players that are very low HP right now for CyberZen, and TB to the smoke managed to drop Advent as well there, but Freeman in the bomb train does a lot of damage, staying alive there, not ready for the last man there as he's going to jump through the smoke, and what? Savage wins the round there. And what?
5-10 HP. Savage. That's the way to do it. Unfortunately, I feel like Freeman was kind of, his hand was forced. He didn't know where that last member was, and he just tried to make it back into con and reset. Try to slow that round down for a second, wait for the bomb plant to come in, but unfortunately he walks directly into the plate, and they haven't seen that one man push through towards Olive. It doesn't matter, he'll burn in the flames. He will be seen, so he can hold the line from Olive, but that's all that's going to happen right now. That's going to be the frag from HZ that starts the round out. A frag will be traded from Advent, but 1 apiece does still favour Vici with the damage that's been done.
Look at this position from Savage here. I think he's seeing Kaze through the smoke. He gets 1 there. Any more damage here is crucial towards them taking this A site, as it's going to play their hand now. Bomb being picked up over towards T-Spawn. They're going to have to come out A main here. Advent holding the tight angle there, but he's going to have his head ripped off there by Savage, and 2 players very low now for CyberZen as they can get back into the site. Vici Gaming just need to win this initial duel versus the high HP player, and that's what Armin's certainly going to do there. And it's a 2v2. Bomb yet to commit to the bomb site.
High percentage play for Vici. It's all onto this encounter right now, and that is massive coming in from HZ. That turns the ties yet again. It also puts doubt into the mind of Aman, who has to make his way back towards the A bomb site. Now, deep on old bomb. They both line up. That could be massive, but I don't know whether he saw them. They definitely were alerted to where he was, and that is so unfortunate. HZ is... What? That man has balls of steel right now to take that fight.
Oh my lord. That was just a sway of many things happening all at the same time there for poor Omen. I really seriously don't think he saw those players swing across the bomb train there, and he was punished for it as well. He was trying to clear out all his angles. He's in a very tough situation. In the 1v2, regardless of the HP of those players, and now Savage, he's going to be on clean-up duty here. Up a couple of quick kills there with the Mac 10. Armin's going to be good for 1 here. Towards the sandwich, but through the smoke, he will take down Advent as Armin falls to the flames. It's just 1 player's alive, Freeman. He's going to do some more damage here, but clean up there. 4k for Savage. He's going to build a lot of bank up off the back of that Mac 10 as the crucial round now coming up There will be the buy coming in for Vichy Gaming, but they won't have all the bells and whistles like they would have hoped.
That could possibly be the swing right there. Around with the pistols, but